how to be the ground for the seed of greatness. Coach Scholl here. Welcome to our Performance Edge Weekly Wisdom. Today's topic is how to be the ground for the seeds of greatness. How to be the ground for the seed of greatness. Here is the truth. The seeds of greatness are in you, but they can only grow on a rich and fertile soil. And so in this video, I'll quickly share with you how you can create that fertile ground in you, right? So to activate the most fertile ground in you, which is the richest, beautiful, and powerful place a human being can be, you will need to cultivate. You will need to develop how to access the different brain waves frequency and align it with your deep desires. So before diving into the details, I want to quickly share a real nature story since I'm here in nature. Have you heard of pyrophile plants like, long-leaf pines or lodgepole pine? So the cones of these pines, they are closely tied with resins that melts during a fire and release seeds that have been stored for years. So the passage of fire by increasing temperature and releasing smoke is necessary to raise seeds, dormancy of pyrophile cones. Basically, they depend on fire to clear the ground for seed germination. Human beings are not different. Yes, to germinate the seeds of greatness that are dormant in you, you need rich soil. So that fertile soil or rich soil is activated with what I call a humility brainwave frequency. Yes, the humility brainwave state. What is a humility brainwave state? It is the most powerful place that you have to learn to cultivate in order to activate the seeds of greatness in you. As a reminder, humility comes from the root word humus in Latin, which means rich, fertile. So when you activate the humility brainwave state, you are in that rich place to activate the seeds of greatness that is dormant in you. Now let's be specific, since we are talking about brain waves. When you talk about high performance, which is my specialty, specifically when you zoom in spirit performance coaching, you need to understand the changes in cognitive performance. So let me quickly remind ourselves of the type of brain wave you have. So you got a delta wave brain frequency, which has vary from 0 to 4 hertz. The delta waves really activate during sleep, deep sleep. That's when your body is healing and your cells are restoring. Then you have the theta brain waves, 4 hertz to 8 hertz. So it's the early stage of drowsiness, right? Daydreaming where you're sleepy. And then you got the alpha waves, brain wave, from anywhere from 8 to 13 hertz, where it's a state of relaxed wakefulness, where you have decrease in fixation, visual stimulation, right? And then you got the beta. That's the widest, right? That range from 13 hertz to 38. It's the state of alertness, our daily activities, right? And in beta, you have 3 levels. Low beta, 12 to 15, when you're thinking. And you got the beta waves, the 15 to 22 hertz. It's activity of focus. And then you got a high beta, which is 22 to 38 hertz. That's when you're excited, you're anxious, or when you experience something new, or when you have complex thought, right? And then the last wave frequency is a gamma wave. They're the fastest brain wave, from anywhere from 30 to 80. You're highly alert and conscious. So why all this is relevant? It's because different frequency will give you access to different information. A simple obvious example is that different animals, like you think about bat or snake, they can see the dark, or they can sense the earth electromagnetic field before an earthquake, right? So meaning the more you can train yourself to access different level of your brain, the more you can optimize your daily experience. And I'm saying that because most people during all day are most of the time in 2 gears. Beta waves, right, most of the time. So we are all in the mode doing. That's one way where most people are, and then sleep. So when you think about that, so people don't access and train the different level of the brain, meaning they are missing out on information they could potentially have access to. And guess what? If you don't get enough sleep, you most likely won't activate the delta brainwave level frequency, which is a state of healing and cells restoration. So people that think that they can live only on 4 hours, 3 hours, it's really a lunacy. So I want you to think about it, right? So this is just an example to illustrate my point, right? About accessing a different level. Now, why all this is relevant to tap into your greatness? Because the humility brainwave is accessed at the theta level and in the gamma level during a state of coherence. So it's a brain and a heart coherence. They can be defined as a state in which, when you're at coherence, the brain and the heart work together efficiently. And this occurs when the heart's electrical activity syncs with the brain waves. So how do you recognize that place in your day-to-day? That's a place of the richest ground place. And it's the most beautiful and powerful place a human being can be. Why? Because you are able to access, to tune into different information in a quantum field. Yes, in a quantum field that you are not able to access at a beta level frequency on your day-to-day activities. So in that place, you are open because it's a place when you are learning about your limitation, which means really you are learning about your true powers, because learning about your limitation is in reality learning about your true powers, your authentic divine self. Because why? Because you see the limitation of your ego, which means you see the limitation of your illusions. And yes, further, it's a place of vulnerability, where it feels like you are naked in front of the crowd. But yet, it's a place of total acceptance of what is. What that translates to is that empowerment. In that place, you are able to say, I am. In that moment, you have revealed and you have accepted your divine self. In that place, you have accepted your essence. At that moment, you have taken your power back because you have no more attachment holding you back to an identity. In that place, you are able to say, as below, so it is as above. In that place, you are embodying and manifesting your highest self on earth. It's a recognition in this moment that you are ready to see your deep desire come into flesh, manifested. Your role is to become that ground of creation because the seed is already in you. So your role is to activate that ground so the seeds can germinate. So the fire, like it happens with pine cones, are those unwanted moments that you can no longer bear, where your back is against a wall. That's where you have exhausted your cognitive abilities, meaning your brain is no longer functioning at the alpha level frequency, but rather your brain has reached a delta level and a gamma frequency. In there, you are able to connect to the quantum field and get the answer you are looking for. And that's a liberation phase. By asking yourself at that moment, what is in me trying to reveal itself? By asking yourself that question, you are able to unravel the mystery. You are able to unravel the purpose of a fire you encounter, which was to help you germinate that seeds of greatness. Obviously, it will take a little practice. And if you want to learn more, or if you want me to answer directly your question, please sign up into www.quantumdo.com/video. And you can also join the community, Free Souls, so that I can answer your questions. I know it's going to take a little practice, but you can watch this again and really understand how you can be the ground for the seeds of your greatness. right? So till next time, live your truth.